Hello, my name is Aisha Lopez, and I will be the proponent for week four's debate. So this week's debate is genetically modified organism foods, which are GMOs, should be avoided, as well as animal products where the animals have been given GMO foods. GMOs are genetically modified organism foods. As stated before, this means that these foods are modified so that they have an increased resistance to disease, can protect the food from pests, etc. According to the CortevaAgriscience.com, the mating of these organisms is called modern biotechnology. This is the process of selected individual genes to be transferred from one organism to another and can happen through non-related organisms. A lot of the food purchased today are genetically engineered foods. These foods have been modified to last longer than other foods and are sold at a lower price than non-GMO foods. For example, corn is a perfect example of a GMO food. Many people that grow corn can modify it so that they are resistant to herbicide glyphosate. Glyphosate is applied to the leaves of plants to kill both broadleaf plants and grasses. Therefore, that being said, it is said that being vegan can be more expensive due to the fact that the options that vegetarians have do not include GMOs. There are many concerns when it comes to GMOs. One of the issues, according to the World Health Organization, is that the GMOs may escape and potentially be introduced to other genes in the wild populations. If the GMOs were to be introduced to the wild, this would mean that the GMOs would grow faster and produce rapidly and take resources from the non-GMO relatives in the environment. In short, it would be taking away another organism's foods. Another risk that is a concern when it comes to genetic engineering is the health risk that comes with it. Toxicity, allergic reactions, antibiotic resistance, immunosuppression, cancer, loss of nutrition. These are just some of the health risks that comes with intaking GMOs. According to CenterForFoodSafety.org, it states that toxicity is a main concern that the FDA has when it comes to genetically engineered foods. According to Genetically Engineered Foods and Your Health, the article states that the FDA scientists warned that this problem could create dangerous toxins in the food and was a significant health risk. The scientists specifically warned that the genetic engineering of foods could resist an increased levels of known naturally occurring toxins, appearance of new, not previously identified toxins, and or increased capability of concentrating toxic substances from the environment, which, for example, are pesticides or heavy metals. These same FDA scientists recommended the long-term toxicological test be required prior to the marketing of GE foods, genetically engineered foods. This means that scientists have previously warned the public that intaking any food that has GMOs within it will be a health hazard for it. Toxicity is known to be one of the main factors that causes cancer because of the harmful toxins that it has within it, and within GMO, toxicity is known to be within the foods more than any other harmful ingredient. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. In conclusion, GMO foods should be avoided, especially animal products that have GMOs, because they are known to be harmful and can be a health risk for all. The more that we intake, the more of a chance we have at highering our risk of us getting a disease, and for example, cancer. GMOs are known to alternate our digestive system and cause allergies. Using the GMOs within the foods that Using the GMOs within the food states that there will be strong pesticides and herbicides used in the food production, and the minerals within these foods will destruct, quote, critical soil microbes to human health, end quote. According to the Washington Post, Good Reasons Not to Digest GMOs by Terry Carter Alexandria. The more that we intake these GMOs, the higher risk we can have in exposing ourselves to toxicity, which is the main issue and concern that the FDA scientists want to make known.